I believe I am. I believe I can. रख कदम हवाओं पे चल राहें फिजाओं पे आ रहा हूँ मैं आसमां है नजर सितारों पे कभी चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी खुद पे भरोसा है मुझको हर मंजिल को पहचाने चाहते ताकतों अपने खुद ही होश में उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी I believe I can. I believe I am. I believe I can. जीने का मुझको जुनून है, जीने की अपने सुकून है, ना ऊंची कोई होश है। कहाँ जीता हूँ हर एक पल में जज्बा है, हर एक पल में अपना है, कोई खौफ है। अब मैं चल रहा हूँ उड़ा हूँ ये हौसला ना हो कम, अब खुदी हूँ मैं तकदीरें है रूह में इतना दम। Welcome to EDP Masters with Deepak Inspiration, my lovely Kingdomites and EDPians. EDP Masters gives so many amazing, beautiful, different kind of personalities from in a world of entrepreneurship to all of us to experience business, enterprise, entrepreneurship in a very, very different ways. And I'm glad today again we have somebody very, very versatile, because somebody whom I'm going to have today as a guest has been into different kind of very diverse businesses, which sometimes is beyond understanding how somebody can go so diverse and come back to the roots. Yes, as you see few people's lifestyle or the thought process or even the looks changes as they go up. But for all of your information, those who are watching this EDP Masters, today's guest is very exciting for all of you, because he has been very famous child artist in Malgudi days, the friend of that character called Swami. So really he's grown up, but by the heart he's still child. When I met him, I know the kind of childlike enthusiasm which he carries is brilliant. So just to give you some background, you'll understand, oh, okay, with whom you're going to speak with. Somebody who was also acted with Anil Kapoor. Somebody who's into this industry, and of course, he is the son of the famous superstar of Kannada industry, Dr. Srinath, and who's right now getting into big time training people, getting them ready from the perspective of theaters, perspective of movies, acting, and so many more things. In between, went to do a lot of things in IT and this and that. All that journey, all that learnings, all that misadventures, all those adventures, all those lessons of successes and failures, we'll be discussing with today's guests. So please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Rohith Srinath on EDP Masters. Welcome, Rohith. Happy morning. Welcome,
Deepak.
Rohith.
Thank you.
So here we have Rohith with us to share a lot of. I don't even know from where all to start to talk to him and ask him things, but it's going to be after next 1 hour with Rohith. Rohith, much before we go into the beginning of you, let's go to the latest venture of you, that is ArtNU.
Okay.
So if we can just give a little briefing on ArtNU, so then we can pick up from there. This is short memo.
Sure. This was a brainchild of me and my father, because we thought, why not leverage the legacy that he has built up for the last 52 years? And I have also been in that industry, and I still continue to act in theater. So I have come across a lot of people, a lot of youngsters, be it students, be it professionals, be it who are people who want to get into the film industry or television. They all want to be somebody in these industries, but they don't have the necessary skills or the skill sets to get through. So me and my dad, we were thinking, and suddenly this just came up into our minds that why don't we start an academy where there are a lot of academies in Bangalore which do the same things, but for us, we want to share the experience that we have, my dad has, and me, on how, what to do, what to expect, what not to expect, and give that reality check for individuals. So this is the only motive for us to start this academy, and this is for people who want to act, people who want to direct, people who want to take up script writing or story writing, people who want to shoot movies, be a cameraman, what all things are required, and in general, people who want to run a production house. This is the five main categories that we thought of. And since like I said, dad's legacy, he has a lot of friends and co-workers, everybody in the industry. So while conducting these programs, we will bring in these experts, we will bring in these experienced people to come and share their knowledge, their experience, rather than teaching somebody A, B, C, chapter 1, 2, 3. It's better to give them an hands-on experience, also share the experience of what they learned, what was the success and what was the failure. So this is what I wanted to come up, and Dad said, "Okay, let's do this. Come on." So I started ArtNU Academy last year, and it was ready to launch. Unfortunately, we all got locked down. So it's just waiting. As soon as the lockdown ends, we start.
Correct. So, Rohit, then my question starts from what you discussed right now. See, you
Yeah.
have been a part of a family which has a legacy of acting and all this for so many years, close to and 5 decades now.
Hmm.
Oh, after going around for 7, 8 years in some other
Hmm.
different fields, then you come back to your
Hmm.
roots. So
Hmm.
those 7 years sometimes are required to understand the value of what we have in the house, or it
Yep.
was. So what is it? Because somebody who already have see, it was that dad was there with you 7, 8 years back. Also, he was there. He was in a
Hmm.
much more better, maybe a great condition. Now that time,
Hmm.
sometimes so as an entrepreneur, I'm asking you, is there a block when something is in front of us and we don't seem to see it, or we undervalue it, and then we go out and maybe think back that I think I have much better opportunities back at home only. So
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
there a block in the mind of people who already have something, or it is going to explore
It's
something
it.
out?
What in my experience is, where I was a child artist and I continued to act till I was in ninth standard. After that, I said no. It was like a hobby. It was not even a passion. So I said no. Let me just concentrate on my studies, and I just moved on. Once I finished college, Dad asked me, "Do you want to continue? Do you want to come into the industry again? You were a child artist. Now, do you want to do this?" Somehow, at that moment, I felt that that is not something that I want to do. I can't look at myself doing this every day for the next 30 years or 40 years. And also, knowing the industry, it was not very accepting for me to accept that, okay, I can do something here. For me, my interests actually went on towards IT when I was in my first year degree. So it was like I said, okay, I've seen you do all these things for so many years. Let me try something different, because I've seen every actor's son become an actor. So why don't I try doing something else? Because at the end of the day, I know if nothing happens, I am going to come back here. So that was a more of a security and a safe bet for me. I say, okay, this is already there. Let me try something else, because I want to do something very different. I didn't want to follow the same track like everybody did. So that was what made me go out of this this comfort zone and try my hand in doing a lot of things, like you said, diverse and a whole range of things.
Hmm. So.
So
I understand. That's what I'm trying to get into the mindset of what makes people somehow when they know everything is there with them. So it's crazy. Somebody would definitely would want to look forward to be in a no in a world of entertainment or world where it is all starry things. At least outside looks very starry for everybody. So, and then somebody from the same industry who has been everything on the plateau wants to move out. So sometimes it's something like you are a chef or you are a cook in a hotel where you only make the best of the dishes, but you don't enjoy yourself eating those dishes. You go out to eat something else and then come back.
yeah,
So what's up there?
yeah, again, like I said, it's more of, you see the other side of the coin. People only see one side of the coin always. So saying, oh, like you said, glittery, starry lifestyle, everything is good, they all enjoy life, yes, but there's also a flip side of the whole thing. We know when you rise up to that level, if you fall, you're going to fall straight down. There is nobody to catch you, there's no net, there's no safety net, nothing. You just go fall. Once you fall in this particular industry, you stay there. You can't come up. It's very, very tough. One in 50 can maybe come up back to where they were, but most of the people are just gone. So that is the kind of risky and very what can I say? Very I can't find a word for it. It's not for everybody. You need to have somebody to say what it is that you need to expect out of it, because you look at stars and you keep looking at stars and walk. There are a lot of ditches, lot of trenches, lot of hills, lot of mountains there which you can just fall down. So that's the thing that I had. That was the side that I had actually seen and said, no, not right now. I don't want to get into this. Let me get out of this and try to do something else.
Rohit, since you have seen the part of what you just now spoke, and you also been outside and came back again.
Hmm.
As
Hmm.
an artist, you have been also an artist, and you also have been an entrepreneur. So, do
Hmm.
you artists, those who are artists right now, let's keep it all the people who are in the field of entertainment right now. As an
Hmm.
artist, do you think there is a lack of entrepreneurship in their mind because they don't mind experimenting a lot of faces, characters in the
Hmm.
movie
Hmm.
or on the TV. But as an entrepreneur, when they see, we have very, I don't even know if I can count on finger who artists who became successful entrepreneurs. For example, somebody who can
Hmm.
actually quote you is Amitabh Bachchan. So when Amitabh Bachchan was
Yeah.
something, first time who tried to corporatize the entire film industry by ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan Corporation Limited, and they failed miserably to the point of bankruptcy. So do you
Hmm.
think as an artist and as an entrepreneur, so artist becoming an entrepreneur, is it a huge gap or is there something which somebody can think? For example, like a lot of boys and girls in my college also are artists. Few of them sing, few of
Hmm.
them are creative, artists, few of them are dancers. So they are, if they have to become an entrepreneur, so
Hmm.
as an artist and an entrepreneur, thought process are very different. So do you see any kind of what gap is there and what gap can be, or how it can be bridged? Is there anything you can speak on this?
Yes. Yes. The only thing I see in the two things that you said is a block. It's a mind block, because when you are an artist, when you are somebody who likes to perform, who are great in doing that, they have this mind block of not adapting. They can become various characters, they can do multiple characters, they can act and do stuff, but when it comes to reality, they should be able to step out of that particular zone and say, hey, this is reality. Here I won't be able to change hearts so easily. I need to have a mindset where I say, okay, this is the situation, this is what I need to do. If you're an actor, yes, you can definitely visualize what is the kind of situation you might get into, or whatever issues that crop up. You can actually, your creative mind can help you in analyzing and finding the solution. But a lot of people have that mind block. For them, once they get into the real life situations, they kind of get stuck in between. They won't be able to get out and say, okay, this is what I can do. These are the kind of things that I can do. This is the way I can tackle this solution. This is what they don't do. They need to get out of that. They need to work on the mind block that they would have, because once you're an artist or an actor, you are in a kind of a dream world. So anything that you might actually visualize, oh, this is what I can do, this is the things that I can do, this is something that is the great opportunity, or this is a great line for me to work. But the point is, you should also know that in reality, whatever you say takes in a lot of effort to get there. As an artist, you will have people around to help you with, say, scripts, with dance movements, with singing. You will have a lot of people, a lot of support system built there. But as an entrepreneur, your support system is yourself first. If you cannot support you, it is very tough for an artist to actually do anything different. So that is the main thing. I see the mind block as the major issue for an artist to become a successful entrepreneur.
So
that
maybe
is
that
why
is
we see a that is why we see a lot of failures of artists. Like, even if you take ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan, yes, he came with a good intention, he did a lot of things, but the people that he had around with him, and also for him to understand the business in entirety of what he needed to do, he couldn't. He relied on a lot of people, who took him for a ride. So that's where it was there. It just fell down completely.
Correct. So, my dear boys and girls who are watching this, two things to learn here is this. That is why you'll see almost all the big artists have a manager. So, who does business on their behalf? So, basically, the manager treats the person as a commodity or as a product, and which they keep on doing it. So, it's all about the manager. So, very rarely you will see artists because they're too busy with the acting world and whatever artistry you have. Even if you're a painter, most of them will have always a manager who will take care of them. So, Rohit, since you're in this business for quite some time, maybe
Hmm.
you can give clarity. So, the artist makes more money, or it is the event guy who makes the more money through him?
In fact, I can say the manager and event guy makes more money than the artist. Artists get paid, say, for a movie or for the brand in itself, but it's the event planners and the managers that's around them who make more money because they are the ones building up this brand. Because once they are successful in building up that brand, the more people will start coming to him to build that particular brand. So that's why you see today, say cricket, entertainment, whichever industry, whichever glamorous industry that you have, you see event management companies that are there, or management company, personal management companies are there. You know, one company handling say 10 cricketers or 15 superstars like that. So it's superstar make say 1 crore. The event manager makes 10 because he is not just managing one; he's managing 10. So it's always the event managers, and also remember, it's the event managers that can make or break you, because if you don't keep them happy, your brand value will just go down like that. So you need to be very careful. So I would say, if you are an entrepreneur and if you have the mindset, event managers are the best. It's the best kind of a line to get into.
Correct, correct. All of you guys who are watching this right now, you have understood something very realistic about things because most of us get so carried away with superstardom and all these things. You know, superstardom of somebody can be made or can be break. We can break it and make it depends upon who's taking care of you. So those of them who you think you don't have great looks, you don't have a great personality, and you think you cannot become a hero, heroine, it's absolutely okay. You may not be a king, but you can be a kingmaker in life. So basically, I
Kingmakers are always successful. Then they never fail, because
exactly,
they have 10 candidates to choose from to make a king, but a
absolutely,
king cannot have a king multiple kingmakers, because that's where you will fail them. So
exactly, exactly. So, guys, be very. I think this is an eye opener for everybody to know that. Those of them who are thinking, I want to walk the ramp. You can walk the ramp provided the event manager is happy with you, and then only you'll walk because they can find
yep,
hundreds, thousands of people like you who can walk the ramp for them. But you will not be able to find that
yeah.
platform where you want to showcase yourself. It's very, very
Yep.
important. Those of you already have
Hmm.
thoughts of, I want to get into event and management. So please think bigger size. Look from the perspective where even if you can make one person into a brand with your work, you'll be able to have multiple deals, multiple superstars working with you, or multiple brands working with you. So it's all about you being the platform where you can create those. So it's a very, very big lesson to right now listen and learn from what Rohit has shared with his
and
experience.
and one more thing,
Hmm.
while doing all these things, remember, you are creating your own brand. You are also becoming a brand in yourself. So
Correct.
while building somebody else, you are building yourself. So that also makes a lot of what do you say, a lot of learning for you. You get to know, okay, I'm doing something, I'm also making, because you make one guy successful, your name goes up. So you will have 10 people coming in. So in that 10, 5 become successful, your name goes up. So at the end of the day, superstar, your name, you're both on the same level, because he's a star, you're a star maker. So you're still there.
Correct. So you guys can now, and the most beautiful part is these people make more money than the superstars, and they don't get into the limelight. Also, they are back. So nobody, no drushti problem, no nazar problem. Now, people for
See,
Tendulkar make so much of money. If Tendulkar makes so much money, think about the event company which sponsors or which takes care of
see,
manages Tendulkar's assets.
yeah,
They make much more than him, and they don't even get in anybody's eyes. Also, the कोई issue नहीं है इनको. They don't come in the eyes of the income tax. They don't come in the eyes of the people, and they make all the money. They enjoy the entire thing, and they also have the equal stardom as much as a Tendulkar will have, or a Kohli will have, or Dhoni will have, or here an actor will have. So get your priorities right, then getting crazy about building your body and getting your dance steps right to become a better actor, because
Mm-hmm.
a life of an actor
Mm-hmm.
is very small, shelf life is very very small, and that if you click, if you don't click, you're gone. But as an event management
That's all.
company, or as a manager for somebody, you don't need kind of dance moves. You have to only have mental gym ready, you have to have mental exercise,
Yep.
and then you can just build up the plan of action. So they can invest your time and energy and money and effort in developing somebody, then to develop yourself. I think it is a great thing in the context of what we're discussing right now. I know it's wonderful
Hmm.
talking to you. It's very, very, very fun. A lot of fun to understand this field. So, so when now, since you have been to multiple things, you're very advanced from IT to this to what all
Hmm.
you do right now. So, what are those lessons which you learned apart from books and the life on the market? Those one or two
Hmm.
things which you learned, which you think I need to never do it in my life.
Hmm.
These things I will never do it in my life. Jo bhi ho jaye, I have seen
Hmm.
multiple things
Hmm.
in last all these years. These one or two or three things, no matter what, I should not do it, and nobody should do it. And even if I see somebody doing it, I should go and tell myself, boss, I know you, it is a free of advice to you, you will not hear it, but I'm telling you, whatever happens, you should not do this. If something has to be told to my boys and girls right now, whenever you become businessman or an entrepreneur, these three things definitely, or these two things, or one thing you should never do in life as a businessman. What would you be that?
Okay. First one, always believe in what you want to do. That's the main thing. Because I have seen a lot of people who come up with
Losing your
five
voice.
ideas and they work on all five. I myself did that. I myself did that. I took up four ideas and tried to work on all four simultaneously, and all four bombed royally. It was I myself had to sit down and say, where did I go wrong? The one thing I realized was focus on one, give your complete 100% on that particular one, see where it goes. But meanwhile, have a backup always. Most people do not have backups. I have seen that. That is the one thing where people always have, fail very miserably, because when you don't have a backup plan running parallelly to what you are doing, that's where, if this falls, you're back to square one. But if you have a backup ready and there, it's very easy. If this fails, you can take this forward. So always keep two things in mind. One, have a primary idea, passion, fire, 100%, 150%. You do put your everything into that. Go all out. Don't be hesitant. Don't feel, oh, if I do this, will it happen? Don't be afraid to take a risk. This is the first one. Second one I've seen is many people, even myself including, we are always very aggressive. We are always because we want to share our passion with people. And like we know, not everybody is the same. Every person is different. And your aggression, your passion might come across as aggression, which nobody would want to even talk to you. They will talk to you once, then that's it. They won't even give you a time next time. So, what second thing that you need to build or develop in yourself is patience, persistence, and perseverance. These are the three things. Because as an entrepreneur, you will be selling your idea, and for that, you need to persevere. You have to go. You have to be at it. If somebody isn't convinced with your idea the first time, you have to go back. You have to work on your idea. You have to reiterate your ideas. Try to see where it is that you are falling short. Come back again. It's a grueling process. It's a very grueling process, because the number of iterations that you do for yourself is even more. People get really worked up sometimes to say, "Hey, what am I doing this? Why are people not trying to understand what I'm trying to say?" Yes, because it is in your head. You need to build something that will be able for them to understand and accept and then buy it. So three things: patience, persistence, perseverance. These are the three things that anybody should face. This is the positive. Negative thing, do not show your aggression. This is the second one. Third, you will always have a cash crunch. You will always have it. There is no go. As an entrepreneur, ensure you have somebody backing you up till you get your major venture capital. Don't put your own money into whichever venture you're doing, because once you start doing it, your startup ventures are like uh, deep well. The more you pump in, it will keep sucking it down. Please have somebody to back you up, because that somebody will be your, what can I say, will be your handbrake or your brake for your vehicle moving. Because at one point in time when they say no, no money, no money, you know you have exhausted all your avenues and you will drop this if you're not being successful. So these are the three main things that I have come across and I have experienced myself.
Okay. So I will go with what Rohit had just said. First thing what he said was we should have a backup plan. Okay. Whatever you have idea, go ahead, go all out, nothing to worry about. जाके कर दो, सब कर दो. But you should always have a backup plan. So this is to all of you to understand in your language, boys and girls, is this. Basically, what he's saying is you want to be a cricketer, play cricket, no doubt about it, but at the same time, complete your education. So, in case you break your balls, you should be able to have ball
Yes.
of life with some job. Mil jayega. You want to be a dancer, don't drop on that. Pursue dancing, but dance करते करते कभी कुछ उल्टा पुल्टा टूट बिट गया and trying to do some trick there, you something slips from here and you may not be able to dance after that. You should have completed your education, at least कहीं job मिल जाए, भूखा तो नहीं मरेगा, तो खाने पीने के वांदे नहीं होंगे. Is what basically Rohit telling you. You want to be a singer because what happens here? I remember one girl coming and asking me now that one program got over, and his 9th standard girl comes and tells, Deepak sir, I want to be a dancer. I said, become dancer. I said, no, but my dad want to become, my dad want me to become doctor. Then become doctor also. So, no, but how only have become dancer also, become doctor also? Why not? There are so many people pursuing multiple careers. You can also become a dancer. And how much you need? Doctor के लिए पढ़ाई करना है, बाकी टाइम dancing करना है. Dancing click हो गया तो dancer बन गया, नहीं click doctor बन गया. One thing happens, you always have a backup option. So basically, those of you here, you're thinking, I'm passionate, I want to only play football. Yeah, keep playing football. But sometimes anything can go wrong. There is politics in the sports. There is unwanted hiccups are there. Funds issue
Yes.
कुछ भी हो सकता है, and it does not have a great lifespan. So a sportsman works can only work till 30, 30 to 34 maximum. Then remaining 35 years, what will you do? Scratching or what? So you will need some backup plan for yourself. So what basically is saying that irrespective of whatever contest he's speaking to all of you who are watching as students, please ensure that complete your education so that that part is definitely with you. So कल कुछ हो भी जाता है, तो you know you have backup plan is what basically in your context I'm telling you this. So you should have backup plan. Number two, he spoke of backup plan differently. He wants somebody should give you a lot of money and keeping to गिर जाएगा तो पैसा रहेगा. Not everybody is as blessed as Rohit is that he has enough people to back up with a lot of funds हो जाएगा, but we don't have that. So because we don't
No, 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 no. Deepak, no, no, no. What I said backup, no, what I said backup, what I said about funding was, it is today's industry. There are a lot of if you look at the IT guys, the big IT guys, maybe it's your uncle or your friend's father, whoever it is. They all have money. The money is sitting there. What I'm saying is, आपके जेब से पैसे मत लगाओ. You
correct.
take your uncles, take whoever's, put it there because they know when to bring it back. Because they all have, they know what you are doing. Because with the passion that you are working, they will believe you and give you the money. So they know when to put a break because they will be watching you. And when you are going in the direction where everything is becoming futile, they will stop you. So that is the meaning of an angel investor.
I absolutely agree with you, but what to do? Our uncles are taking money from us. They are not
Ah,
willing
that is,
to take money from
that
us.
is
Our story is clear. But as I always to have. There is a concept called OPM, which I have used in my life to grow into where I have grown into, and a lot of people in outside India use this too. This is called OPM, is called other people's money. So this concept is brilliant. People have money, and everybody has little surplus. What basically now they give it a better name is called crowdfunding. So a lot of people come and the whole thing. So what basically,
Crowdfunding, yeah.
as much as possible, if you can pull in the people's money, what happens when you become accountable, because now you're not the boss. One of the biggest disadvantage of being an entrepreneur is you don't have a boss. Sometimes like, he will come from the industry where his acting is there are few people who are actors, who are directors actors. Means there are few of them are brilliant actors. They will give brilliant performance irrespective of whoever the director is there. There are some direct actors who are directors
Hmm.
actors. Means only that director can bring the best out of them. For example, Jackie Shroff, I have seen whenever
Yeah.
he has with the best of the directors, he has given fabulous performance. But when he has some awful directors,
Yeah.
lousy directors, he has never been able to give great performance. But there have been some
Yes.
actors who are like, irrespective of the directors, they give classical performance. So those of them entrepreneurs
Yes.
are there. The disadvantage is they don't have a boss, so they don't have accountability to anybody. So when you take the other people's money or get funded by somebody, every board meeting, or every week or every month, whenever you have meeting, you are accountable to these people, so that it brings the best out of you. So there are multiple benefits of
Yeah.
having other people. Of course, there are people who think हमको किसी और का पैसा नहीं चाहिए. We will put our money from our own pocket. But I think sometimes for you to grow in a massive scale, your own money will not be enough, because your own money is
Yeah.
required for backup. When something not goes something goes wrong, you have a backup of your own money. But if that also is gone inside, I said it's like a bottomless pit where money keeps going. And if you don't want to grow, if you want to open a small shop, then different story. But if you want to really make it
Hmm.
into an enterprise, I think what he says basically is you should be able to pull in a lot of funding from other people, not putting everything from your side. So one, you become accountable to. Number two, you are able to do at a larger scale, which otherwise you cannot do.
Yes.
That's what basically he meant to say all this. So,
Hmm.
brilliant. And of course, three P's are everybody agrees with that: patience, perseverance, and this. So one of the very beautiful point which he also said was very new to me. Is aggression. People don't like aggression. For example, even in leadership also, people don't like aggressive leadership. People like composed leadership. So when he says by being patient, patience will come. Right? It doesn't come like that. So when you maintain patience, which means you controlled aggression. When you are there, you're inside your volcano, but outside you're regulating the whole body language, your talk, your tone, so that other person doesn't get to see the aggression part of it. You control the entire thing. It's like you have a wall which are put into you. So no one like aggressive boss, no one like aggressive leader, no one like aggressive salesman, no one like aggressive entrepreneur. Aggression is for yourself. Let it be, giving dynamism to you. But outside world does not like too much pushy people. They like composure. So what basically he meant to say, aggression, don't tone down an aggression, don't show your aggression. Aggression is a quality, is attitude, is nature, is beautiful. But the composure with which you are able to explain, deal, work, lead, teach, that's what will be accepted by the world far better than your aggression. So aggression, he said, first time they will meet you, next time they will not want to meet you again, because they don't want people who are very. So make sure your aggression is quite composed in the entire thing. They're all basically saying, just to remind all of you guys, we are on EDP Masters with Rohith Srinath from ArtNU and Deepak Inspiration and my lovely EDP and Kingdomites. A customary 5 minutes break, Rohit, where we will have our own cup of tea. So
Yeah.
I believe my life is my cup of tea. So I'll have my cup of tea.
Sure.
You have the cup. So you want to fill it with tea, coffee, juice,
Yes.
herbal, what I leave it to you. So we'll have just
Sure.
5 minutes, just chat for
Hmm.
5 minutes, pick up the whole thing from here. So can somebody
Sure.
fill me some my cup, please?
Sure.
Yeah. So you're from the office or house, Rohit? So he'll put
My
me on
home.
home
My
only.
home.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So anyway, those
So
watching right now with me, Rohit and me together on EDP Masters. He's
mhm.
also father of Hita, who is studying in our college. So for another way of introducing him is his daughter. Now he's
Yeah.
So you already all of you boys and girls have met Hita's grandfather, that is Dr. Srinath, and now we are meeting the father of Hita. So I think now we have all the three generations come together to experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now this art and you starting with this. Now, my next question, line of question which I want to ask you is, when somebody
Mm.
wants to get into to be an entrepreneur into a field of entertainment, or this kind of training people into
Mm.
direction, story writing, script
Mm.
writing. So how do you conceptualize that part of business? How do you make it into business? Because again, here there are too many people into the field, same field people are there.
Mm. Mm.
When you, because this is not something very organized like how we have other
I
things
know.
are very, there is a different structure to the entire thing. Something when you create like this art and you, which is not something which is existing, has to be different ways. Like we have FTT,
Mm.
FTI is there in Pune, and the film and
Yeah.
television. FTI, a lot of
Mm. A
single.
lot of private ones also are available.
So when you build something, um, like should I keep dancing or not? Should I keep horse riding in that or not? Should I keep only this? For you to five factors you have decided. Direction is
Mm.
there, production is there, script writing is there. All these things are there. So what to take and what not to take. Sometimes you decide करना पड़ता है ना. So
Yeah.
is
See, the main point in this entire academy, that or the course structure that we are building, it's going to be something like a hands-on. There's not going to be a theory part where you get to study the history of cinema, you get to study world cinema, you get to study individual directors, you get to study what they did, how they did 50 years ago. No, I don't want to even look at that. What I want to look at is, okay, today, if you want to do a cinema, what is it that you want? No. One, you need a good story. For that, uh, just a second, I think my coffee came. Just a
yeah, yeah. Anyway, you're on the break only. You chose to
second.
already listen. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, just a second. Okay, here goes. My coffee is here.
Like,
So, um, you need a good story. So, what do? You people who are passionate enough, who want to write stories, movie stories, they when they come in, we can give them points on what is it that people expect from you, what is the kind of stories that they expect from you.
so my question
Yeah,
here is, how do you choose what to give in an academy and what not to give in academy? How do you?
very, that's what I said. The history, the theory, if you go to any of these major film institutes, they have a courseware set where they have, from say ancient theater, the way of acting, direction, stories, to all the way till now. They have that whole history. People need to study the history. But what I am saying is, we will give you the tools that you need for today. I'm going to take away the entire, the history, the theory part of it. I'm going to give you a practical coursework, where it says these are the things that you need today. The point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is what you need. You follow this. You can do. You can be a director. You can be a story writer. You can be an actor. Do it and then go out in the world. I'm saying practically you do it. I'll tell you how to practically do it, because I give you theory and leave it to you. You will require another 5 years to actually understand that and put it into practice, and you will have to go through trial and error method. But what I'm saying is, I will give you the practical understanding. I will also give you experts who can teach you what you need to. You go ahead and you cut down your your learning cycle by at least 25-30%. So
Correct.
5 years down the line, you're going to be a great director. You might end up becoming a great director in the next 2.5 years itself. Who knows?
Correct. Now, this point I am getting it. What I'm asking you from the side is, when you create an academy, You told you are given
Mm,
5 basic things which are going to teach in art and example. There is something
mm,
like editing also is there, something like post production also is there, music production also. There are so many more facets to the same kind of industry. So when you decide to create an academy, on what basis do you decide? "Ki, I will only teach this because I only have competence for this five. There are five more things are there. They are part of industry, but I don't want to touch that. So again,
no, 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 no. I don't do that. When I say actor has the acting skills. Is somebody to train him on how to do his facial expressions and stuff, movement, which basically means your posture, your walking, your the way you stand, dance. These come into that picture. Voice modulation, which becomes, how what is the tone in which you need to speak on different emotions. And if you have a great voice, if you can sing, yeah, why not? We can train you on singing too, because actor is not only for movie or television. You can also be an actor in theater, live theater. So that itself will give you a very, because live theater today has song, dance, everything. So you get to learn all these things. So as an actor, you have all these things. Why I have built the five main aspects is because each of these encompasses a lot of things inside. As an acting, like I said, dance, song, singing, movements, voice modulation, everything comes under that. As a director, you also look at story writing, script writing, screenplay, and how to pick stories. Because just because you're a director, you can't pick any story. You can't say I will pick up Leo Tolstoy's book and I say I'll do a movie on this. It's very it's a very stupid thing to do. So we will say what are the things that you need to actually look at, because you'll have to look at uh, mass. How will people look at the movie that you're going to take? What should they expect? So you should be able to think about all these things as a director, because you are the captain of the ship. If you yourself don't have the understanding, how are you going to do anything? Lot of actors want to become directors. Lot of directors want to become actors. Just because you're a director doesn't mean you know the acting, or just because you're a great actor doesn't mean you know direction. So
correct.
it's all like that. Third, if you are both of these things, you have to know at least some aspect of production, because without knowing that, as a director, if you don't know how to look after a production, what's the point of you being a captain of a ship? So you need to understand how you're going to pull all these people together and manage them. Like I said, an effective manager. Like you said, how to be a good manager. So that is what comes into the production management, and as a director you will learn that also. So cameraman is completely technical. Unless you have the the skill or the innate understanding of how cameras work, how lenses work, how lighting happens, if you don't know that, I can't become a cameraman today, because I have no aptitude towards that. You give me a camera, I can just focus and I can shoot. If you ask me to put into different modes and do this thing, I'm lost. I can't do it. So that I'm very clear. So these are the things. So give them these 4 5 main things. Teach them all the thing that goes into making building this pillar. That is sufficient. Today, most of the institutes that are there have all these things as individual course subjects. There's no way they can integrate everything and put it as this comes under this stream, this is under second stream, this is under third stream. So that's where people who graduate, people who have, like I said, innate understanding of all these things, by some natural talent, they become successful and they walk out into the limelight. But there are a lot of people. If you look at FTII, every year at least about 30 to 40 people pass out of that place. How many people do we know that are successful? Very handful. That too, in all these years, we know only a few handful people who come from there who have made a big name for themselves. Otherwise, nobody. You don't know anybody. Today, what is happening in today's scenario? People who come out of this film institutes, they all are ending up in the television industry. Most of them. Again, television industry is completely different from film industry. because the way film industry works, the way the television industry works is completely, it's two different railway lines. People don't understand that. They think that just because I am a film actor, I can go become a TV actor. No, it's not possible. It's very impossible to do that, because you're trained, and the way you do things on a film camera is completely different from a television, because television, the camera is completely different, and the entire setup, the entire way the process works is different. So what we are trying to do here is trying to give a foundation to people, whether you want to build your career into a television industry, or to a film industry, or to a real theater, drama industry. It's left to you. We give you the base, then you decide what you want to do, where you want to go. We will help you take you there. That's the thing that we are building.
Just to remind all of you guys, then exactly with Sandar, we'll have to take a small break for video promo of next program of ours. So just to remind all of you, we're on EDP Master with Rohith Srinath right now. So just be there, don't go anywhere. Just a small video presentation, and then we'll continue this beautiful interview. Yep, can we have? Welcome back to EDP Masters with Rohith Srinath from ArtNU and my lovely Kingdomites and EDPs. Thank you. Rohith, so we'll take the same concept and learn to understand something more about an enterprise. There's an idea for ArtNU. There's a process, and then there is a result. This is true with almost every enterprise. There is an idea, then there's a process, and then there is results. So for you to create an impact in the market, should we promote the idea, or we promote the process, or we promote the outcome? So what should be done? For example, if it is, let's take ArtNU or anything is, but as an enterprise,
I'll give you.
To my mind.
Yeah, I will give you an example of one of my previous ventures. It was called as Chi Health Wellness Solutions. It was a health and wellness company that I started along with a few of my co-workers. That is where you said idea, process, and end result. For us, the main thing was to showcase and promote the idea first, because health and wellness was very, very new to India in 2008. So it took us almost about 2.5 years to just promote and build this idea, and people to understand and accept the idea called online health and wellness. So that was one. Second, the next 3 years went into promoting the process. How this process is going to help you, how it's going to help your employees, how it's going to help you save money, because most companies today, they want to save money. That is the first thing that they always ask you. If I'm buying your service, what am I saving out of this? So for us, it took us 3 years to actually promote and make people understand that the process is going to save them so much of money. 1 year we spent in showcasing and in showing these people that where all they are going to save money and where they actually saved money also. Third, the end result. Almost about 4.5, 5 years we spent in promoting the idea and the process. The next 2.5 years that I was there, we reaped the benefits, and that is the result that we promoted at that time. So at the end of 7.5 years, we had about 14 lakh employees across India using our services. So it varies again. ArtNU, ArtNU, the idea is very, very, it's the idea itself will sell itself,
Hmm.
because acting, production, film, theater, and television, you don't have to sell anything. People will come walking to you. What I need to promote is the process, because end result also, the result will take care of itself, because if you are great in the process, the result is automatically successful. So this is the second venture where the way of my thinking is completely different. I need to focus only on the process, because the other two will take care of itself. Thirdly, another venture of mine that I started, but like you said, failure that happened, was internet space management. That is something that I started before the wellness initiative. That was more like building a brand for different entities in India. Unfortunately, when we started, that is in 2006, not many people had this concept of having a brand ambassador or a brand management company and stuff. And a lot of people that we approached even some of the big organizations. They said, internet, we are more of printed media kind of people. Why do we need internet? Why should I spend more money on giving it to you guys to do this when I'm happy with print media? So a lot of people said that, and at the end of the day, like I said, you should know when to put your brakes. I said, no, I don't think. 1 year we spent running around like this, and nobody was interested, and we didn't want to pursue this, because what's the point if people are not interested? We'll pick it up later. But the health and wellness company picked up, and that started running. I didn't get any time to focus on the other one, because I headed the business development of my company. So I was literally busy running around meeting people, meeting almost about 10 companies every day across India. So I was really jam packed there. So that idea went straight down. So there are multiple stuff. Internet brand management, again, that's the concept. I mean, I had to sell this concept. It didn't work. So it varies. Each and every initiative that you take, you should be first convinced whether, yes, can I sell it or not. If you can't sell it, you need to say, okay, I can't sell this, so let me drop this. If you can sell it, then go all out. There's no issues. So you look at your own process, you look at your own idea, you look at your own result. You make that plan. You make the basic plan, saying my result achieving so many for my health wellness company. I wanted to achieve at least 10 lakh employees, 10 lakh users. I did that. So for that, the process had to be worked on. The concept had to be sold. So you have your own basic plan, but be ready to modify, to customize your plan according to what it is that is required. So this is the main thing.
So most of the enterprises or the ventures you got into, Rohit, have been more on concept basis, where you
Mm,
conceptualize and then try to take it to the people. So when you get into a business model where it is something which is not to be shown in a product in a size or shape or form, but it's something
mhm,
like gone out of your head and it has to be shown, because what you can see, you should be able to show to the other person. If they're not able to
mhm,
see what you're able to see, then the idea fails by itself. So when it comes to concept and creating an entrepreneurship around concept, and to create an entrepreneurship on some basis of a product, कि मेरे पास में ये mug है, so this is
mm,
my product. I do printing on this. It's a basic.
mm,
It's very short. It's very easy to start something. So
mhm,
you do something on concept, like you have been. where the health wellness was concept, even that internet management branding also was concept, and ArtNU also was concept. So when you work on concept, do you think it takes more time for people to understand, accept, absorb the idea, and then start pouring in the money? Or maybe it is because of it being late, more money come late, and today we have something to show as a product, we can immediately encash it. So is that the
Yeah,
cycle of
that's the advantage. If you have something physical to show, yes, you will be able to very quickly monetize your idea and go to market. That's very simple. When you're conceptualizing an idea, what you as an entrepreneur you should be looking at is, as a customer you are targeting a specific group of people. You need to be able to put yourself in their shoes and say whatever you're trying to sell, will you yourself accept what you are saying? First of all, that is the one. A lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, overwhelmingly believe that their idea is great. I am convinced, so the world will get convinced. That's the mentality people go. What you should actually know is, yes, you have the enthusiasm, you have the, you believe in yourself, you say your idea is great, but what you need to do is sit on the other person's chair and think, if I come and tell you the same thing, will you buy it? What question will you have? What are you giving him? Is he going to accept when you say, I'm going to save 1 lakh rupee for you in this particular month? Will you be able to do it? Because he's going to have 1,001 questions to save that 1 lakh. Will you be able to answer all those things? So you should be sitting there and first work on realistically, building a plan. Okay, take stepwise. As a concept, you can't just dump the concept on somebody. They will just run away from you. Like I said, first meeting, second meeting, they won't even come sit across the table. They'll run away. You have the concept, build slowly. First, put the base plan properly. Talk to a few people. You as an entrepreneur, you will have a lot of contacts. You will have a lot of friends who are working in different companies. Go to them, give them a brief pitch and say, look, this is what I have. This is my concept. This is a brief pitch that I have. I will tell it to you. Give me an honest feedback and say that did you get whatever I'm trying to say, or is there anything that you want me to work on? You do this. The more you do this, the more refined your pitch becomes. So once you reach a level where you say, okay, I have a focus group of 10, 15 people who are working in different organizations who have given me this feedback, then I have a fair understanding of where my concept stands and whether I can take this to the, my target audience and give it to them. That time also, pick up 2 or 3 organizations where you think even if they don't buy your product, it's fine, but they can give you valuable feedback. Go do that. Go do the trial run. I have seen most of the entrepreneurs, they hesitate in going and meeting people. No worries. If that fellow says, oh, your idea is miserable, it is useless, it is stupid, why are you doing this? He can tell you 101 things. Even those are your learnings. Because when he say your idea is stupid, then you must have said something for him to give that comment. So you again come back, work on your concept and say, okay, is this what I said this? Is this what made him think that I'm stupid? So that is what you are supposed to do. Concept selling is nothing but trial and error. You pitch, you get feedback, you work on it, again pitch, again get a feedback. That is why I said it took 2 years for us to pitch in our health and wellness idea to these guys, because he came up with a lot of questions, lot of practical questions that they wanted to know. How are you going to cater to so many thousands of people? I had to show them how we can do. At least on paper, I had to put some kind of a diagram and say, look, this is how the process works. It goes like this. This goes like that. So visual aids also work a lot when you are the concept selling. Try to, if you have an idea, try to build a visual concept and show it to them. So concept selling, like I said, it's trial and error. The more the more you talk to people, the more feedback you get, the more refined your idea becomes.
that? Yes, I think very beautiful. So there are few things to summarize for all the boys and girls here. One, we discuss about Is your first identify, is your business idea driven, process driven, or result driven? Once you are clear in your mind, my business is, or my entrepreneurship is, or my enterprise is idea driven, then you will have to promote the idea. If you think it is process driven, then you have to promote the process. If you think it's result driven, then you have to promote the result. Because there is no point in driving or promoting other factor if that is not going to excite the market. But when you say art and you is all about process, so he has to promote process. And he should be clear in his mind. Does the market wants result, or the market wants to know the idea, or the market want to know the process? If you're able to identify, it's easy for you to put your time, energy, effort, money, everything in that way where to promote. Whether it is idea, or it is process, or result. Is what basically we understood on what we discussed here. Number one. Number two, one of the unfortunate thing about, or one of the mistake of a lot of entrepreneurs is, as I said, because you were convinced about your idea, you become blind towards the market's need, or you don't take the market's feedback, thinking, no, mind. I have gone through that where I used to get an idea. I used to be so convinced with my idea to think, yeah, this is what market needs. But if that, until you go and present and then it backfires when you realize, yeah, this is nothing to claim. So please, when those of you are going to have, and whether it's a concept or it's a product, please, as I said, meet a lot of people from different variety of fields, different backgrounds. Pitch in your product, whether it's a physical form or it's a concept form. Let people give honest feedbacks and be open to feedbacks. It is not going to be easy because something that is your brainchild, you have given work to it, you have been sentimental about it, and then you take, it's like taking your newborn baby and asking everybody, kaisa hai, kaisa hai, kaisa hai, and they say, "Mera naak mota hai, iska color acha nahi hai." It's very difficult to take it. No, it's very sentimental to take it. But that's where you will know how to groom the child. That's how you will know how to build up the child. So please, even if you have found a very fabulous idea, you think market needs it still, for some time, maybe depending on what time period you have given to yourself, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, just go on the pilot run, give samples to people, let them see, let them give feedbacks, and depending on that, do all the possible corrections, modification, and then deliberate. The basic, one very beautiful word which I've missed in my life for quite some time is deliberate. Deliberate upon your concept, about any idea, about your process, about your outcome. Deliberate with a lot of people, different kind of backgrounds. Once they give you very honest feedback, you have to a large extent foolproof product, which eventually when you launch in the market will give you. You can still refine it, but I think don't be in a hurry just because you have a great idea. Don't blind yourself to the market or market's needs or customers' needs. It's very important. I think Rohit has been phenomenal time with you. There's so much to talk. So the last two customary traditional things which I will share with you. So number one, before that, I will ask something to you. Since you have seen the world from a different angle together, your dad has been a very great legendary actor in the industry of Kannada, Sandalwood.
Mm.
So, of all that you have seen Bangalore for like nobody's business. Of all the colleges, why did you choose for Kingdom College? She could have gone to any other college. So many big brands were there, and you have all the contacts. You know, even phone call and anywhere you can. Why a very just new college, 3 years old college? Why you chose Kingdom College for yourself? What is the anything?
Okay. First thing, see, as an entrepreneur, I said feedback. That is the main thing that you look at. I actually, my wife actually knows one person, one student who passed out the first year from your college. You know, the parent at that time, my daughter was in ninth standard at that time. So that was the time when when my wife was talking to her about colleges and everything. She had said, "Why don't you look at this college?" My daughter passed out of this college, and I see a phenomenal difference in the way she has grown from the time she joined and when she got out. So we said, okay, let's look at it, And over a period of time, we just kind of we just lost that thought, and we were after her 10th, we were just looking out. One fine day, suddenly we realized that this was something somebody had actually told us that there was a phenomenal change. Why don't we go there and talk to the counselors there? We came, we spoke to the counselor, and he was, I tell you, I think you have some very great counselors in your college. They actually give you a very, 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 you know, a phenomenal and a very friendly counseling session for you people, for any prospective parent. I myself was very convinced. If I could have joined your college. That was how that was how convinced I was.
Thank you.
My daughter, usually she doesn't, get, participate in any of these things, in any of these. When we go and talk to people, she's always quiet. She always, sits back and observes, and then looks at should I talk or not, and then decide. But I saw that the way the counselor was interacting and the way she was responding, I was very happy. I said, see, this is some place where she feels very comfortable. She feels happy to be here. So then we also heard about you. We heard about all the things that you have done. We saw he gave us a lot of material to read about you and everything, and we heard this, the regular bachelor's degree along with IQ and EQ running together. That is something that I liked very much, because being an serial entrepreneur, I felt this is something very good for my daughter, because she doesn't understand, she won't be able to understand the concept of why her dad doesn't go to the office like every other dad. Why I don't go and act in movies like my father, or why I don't go sit in office 9 to 5 like the other dad. So she had these questions sometimes. So but then she kind of had an idea, okay, dad is doing something, so okay, he's fine. But now I think she actually understands why I'm the way I am. So what is it that I do? So I think she understands that. And I have seen a phenomenal change in her. Now I can actually say I made a very, very good choice of putting her in Kingdom College. And I don't think I would have seen this kind of a change in her if she had joined any other college. Mainly the counselors and your approach on the process. Like I said, which sells, the process sells. I got sold on the process that you have set. So in your college. So
Thank you so much. And she has another. She has only done only 1 year with us, so we have enough time with her to still mold
I
her
know, I
better
know.
every aspect of
Yeah,
it. So much for trusting the college. Okay, last two things to share for you. One, I always say that when reading 1,000 books, it's always beautiful to have one teacher in life. Similarly, than having thousands on entrepreneurship, it's better to live with the entrepreneur for a day. If I request you that, as per your convenience, once in a month, one day, one of the boy or girl from the college will come and spend one day with you. Uh,
sure,
will you be, yeah, she's not believe I will ask only.
sure,
So
sure,
lockdown gets open, we will plan with you. So every month, one day. So basically, we have booked you for last next couple of years, so that
sure. It would
maybe
be
one of
my pleasure. It would be
maybe
my
one of
pleasure.
thank you so much. Maybe one of those days, your daughter will come and say, "I want to work with an entrepreneur called Rohith Srinath," and she will come and work with you for one day. So
Sure, definitely.
for accepting the proposal from our side. Number one. Number two, if the boys and girls who are right now in the college who are watching this whole media classes with me and you, if they were your younger siblings who want to start an enterprise and want to become an entrepreneur, what will be your honest advice, suggestion, or whatever you say? If this is whatever. If they come to say, I want to become entrepreneur, what would you tell them? Next to couple of minutes,
I,
purely.
okay. If somebody comes, if any my sibling, my brother or sister, who is even my daughter, if they come and say, I want to become an entrepreneur, my first question is, what is the idea that you have? What made you think of you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you actually have an idea what an entrepreneur is, or what they do? That will be my first question. So anybody who comes and asks me that should be able to answer that question from my side, because that is what I'm going to ask them. Two, are you convinced with your own idea? If they say yes, I would say, pitch your idea to me. Let me see. Give it to me in 30 seconds. Let me see if you can convince me in 30 seconds. Yes, you can definitely become an entrepreneur. Number three, are you ready to take criticism? because you're going to get a lot of criticism. I will only criticize you. Would you be ready to accept it? Because we know you can take criticism from friends to an extent, but from family you won't take criticism at all. If you even say you're wrong, they will have a major fight with you. So that is where I am. Are you ready to take criticism, even from a brother or a father or an uncle that you have? These are the three things. If you're ready for these three things, come on, let's see. Because once you come there, I will show you where you stand and whether you need work, or you can actually you have something in you that can propel you forward. So these are the three things that I would do.
Thank you so much for your valuable suggestions to all of us. Just remember, guys, all of you, we are right now EDP Master with Rohith Srinath and my lovely Kingdom Math and EDPs. It was brilliant 75 minutes with you, Rohit. It was wonderful. I just want to tell you that art and you reach out to maximum number of people, and the best of you
Thank you
be
very much.
by the world. So all this energy, vibrations of all of us who are watching this together right now for this event, and my personal energy, let this be our spiritual gift to you, for you and art and you to have a great success. Let be one more
Thank you.
milestone. Wish you all the best, Rohit. Thank you for coming in, logging in. Love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepak, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
we'll be seeing each other again next Wednesday, mostly with an woman entrepreneur from a different city altogether. So let's get tuned to it. And this Sunday, we have offbeat inspiration with one amazing human being called Babar Ali, the youngest headmaster in the world, so called, who has educated freely over 6,000 students in last few years. So stay tuned for more and more inspiration and motivation with me and with all of us. Love you so much. Have a wonderful day.
A student in the morning and a teacher by noon. From a poor family in West Bengal, Babar Ali has shown how it doesn't require success to help others, but all that matters is to have a heart to help people. At the age of 9, he started with just a couple of students, and until today, he has trained over 6,000 plus students through his school, which also makes his school to be the replication of free education all over India. Babar Ali is being titled the youngest headmaster in the world.